Hey there, gang. Welcome back to Papa's Model Workshop. I'm Papa. This is my workshop. So we had a little bit of a technical glitch. If you were watching the last video where I was working on the drive shaft and then it abruptly ended, well, that was a boo-boo on my part. If you were watching that video, you know that I mentioned that I had new microphones that came in along with brand new lighting and so forth. And, well, this was really an issue where I didn't know what I was doing with the brand new equipment. I thought the mic had cut out because the light that's on the mic was not lit. And I thought that meant I lost the audio. As it turns out, such was not the case. I ended the video thinking that the audio cut out. And I ended the video prematurely. There was no problem. The audio came out very nicely. So that's why that last video ended abruptly the way it did. So if you were watching at that point where the video ended, I had mentioned that I was going to paint these two pieces of the drive shaft, okay, before marrying them together to make one long piece so we could attach the engine with the universal back here, okay, because the drive shaft was missing, all right. And if you didn't see that original video for any reason, this is the part right here. Here we go, right here. This is the drive shaft that's supposed to connect the rear universal with the engine here, okay? And this drive shaft right there was missing. So what I did was I sort of fabricated a couple of pieces. This came from a parts bag called Revel Junkyard that I got on eBay. You go to eBay and you go to Revel Junkyard and you get a whole bag like this of parts. So I took this from that bag, and then this was a piece of sprue. And I cut that, I measured it, and I added the universal piece right there to the end of that piece of sprue, and these just came out of the dehydrator. Now, what I did to marry this piece to this piece is I drilled a hole right there, okay? I used a pin vise to do that, all right? And if you did not see that first video for any reason, that's why I'm reviewing all of this. So this is part 2 to that video. These pieces now should come together just nicely, okay? Now I have the proper length to connect underneath here, all right? I had originally said that I was going to paint this gunmetal after priming it, but you know what? This is all in black here, and I like to make my drive shaft the same color as the axle back here where it connects and so forth. So being this is black, you know what? I think I am going to forego the gunmetal color on this, and I'm going to just go with the black. Yes, there is a little piece of white that's showing there. That's no problem, okay? This is not glued just yet, okay? So after I glue it, I'll just take a little bit of black marker and just touch that up, so I'm not worried about that at all, okay? And my apologies for messing up that video and cutting it off. As I said, that was my boo-boo. It was nothing to do with the equipment. All right, I'm going to pull this apart, okay? And I'm going to glue this, okay? So hang on. Okay, gang, so I've got everything all glued, and here is our new drive shaft that we fabricated for the missing one, and everything appears to be to the proper length. Everything is fitting correctly. Engine is in place, so we managed to overcome the problem of the missing drive shaft, okay? And while I'm showing you this, the one thing I'll point out to you is take a look at the wheels, okay? I went over these wheels with a file, in fact, this file right here, right? Just to make them a little bit roughed up. You don't have that shiny black that was on here when I first took it out of the box. Okay, so that's just a little bit of an added thing that you can consider doing when you're attaching your tires, is to take away that shiny black look. Not unless you want that shiny black look. In that case, then don't do that. But if you're looking for a little bit of a more worn look to your tires, that's one way you can achieve that. So again, I want to apologize for messing up that first Papa's Quick Hits video. I think it was number 10, and it really wasn't a Quick Hits video. I think that video actually went about a half an hour before I abruptly shut it off, thinking that the audio had gone out on me. So again, my boo-boo, my apologies, but this is the finished result of that Papa's Quick Hits video. So we were able to make this work. Okay. For some of you more experienced people out there, you may have different ideas about how to overcome that sort of thing. And by no means am I saying that this is the one and only way to go about it. This is simply the way I did it, and it seems to have worked. If you'll remember, going back to the very beginning of this kit, I was also showing you the importance of making sure that everything is straight and level. I actually put a level on here, and well, now we have the tires on here, and we don't have anything that is hanging up. All four tires are level. Okay, so just little things like that will help to make your life a little bit easier. Okay, so hopefully the next video I will have a better idea of how this equipment works, and we won't have an interruption like this. You know that Papa's a dunderhead many times, and I was a dunderhead in this case. Before I let you go, I just want to show you something quickly, something that I think is kind of neat. This is a poker chip. I just got these in. Whoop, there we go. Hang on. All right, there we go. And if you follow me on Facebook, I posted this on Facebook yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I got quite a number of people who responded saying they wanted to know how much these were and how could they purchase these from me. I got about, I don't know, about 100 of these, I guess. I don't remember. Came in a whole big box. I don't remember what I ordered. Well, I'll tell you what these poker chips are for. I'm not offering these for sale. What these are for is when you go to a show, all right, and you're walking around and you're seeing all of the models and the builds that are sitting on the display tables. If there's a particular build that you personally like, you set down a poker chip. And that just indicates to the builder of that model that you saw his build and you really like it and you appreciate it. And that's how you express that appreciation, is by leaving a poker chip. That's what that's for. And in fact, I had, see, can you see that? Okay, it says sweet on it. All right, that means I think that's a sweet build. And on the other side, it says, what does it say? I can't get the camera to focus. It says cool build. I can't get that to focus. But right there, it says cool build. All right. So that's really what these poker chips are for. Okay. You walk around, you just simply place it down, and when the builder comes back to take a look at his builds after he's been walking around, or she, he or she, we have a lot of very talented female builders out there. My friend Tiffany, Dirt Road Cinderella is one, and my other friend Jamie Sophia down in Florida, she's another one. These are wonderful model builders. So either he or she, when they come back, they will know that Papa's Model Workshop thinks that their build is pretty cool. Okay, so that's what those are for. All right, I hope you found this informative. If you're viewing this on its own, you might not realize the full extent of what I was going through to show you. You have to watch the first part of this to appreciate the whole thing. All right, but that gives you an idea that even when you have a piece completely missing, you always have an option, and here we are. Okay, so that's going to do it for this extended version of Papa's Quick Hits. It's kind of in two parts, I guess. So thank you for putting up with me. And again, I hope this was helpful, and I will see you all in the next video.